Hello, and welcome to another video. In this video, we're playing some AP. There's a couple things that happened in this video. This is not usually up to my standards, but I'm uploading it just to showcase an issue currently in the game. It's been an issue for a while. It's part of the problem that is definitely driving away new players. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing. Obviously, groups are important and whatnot, but when you're playing 4 to 5 DPS in one group and you don't have a support player, chances are you're going to play against more pucks. That's just the way the matchmaking algorithm works. Unfortunately, this means any ragtag group of players can pretty much stack 4 to 5 DPS and tell one person kill them infinitely, or kill entire teams in general if they're pretty decent. To the point that nobody wants to play on the enemy team because they're just so outmatched, which sucks. And people that do want to play usually end up rage quitting or don't want to play that match, so they quit, and then like people like me backfill because I've been sitting in queue for so long. It just takes whoever's been in there for the longest, and it's not a fun time. I noticed that there's a lot of these groups, and I get into a lot of these backfills. And you guys have seen what it's like when I have two, like me and like somebody else doing a lot of damage is hitting the same person. So for example, the APPT and my slinger video and the video that I uploaded before this one, you can see how fast people can die. And obviously I can do this on multiple different classes. This isn't just exclusive to AP. AP does have a lot of burst and has a decent amount of survivability, which is why I usually end up playing it most of the time because I have to 1vx all the time. I don't want to 1vx, but I don't necessarily want to completely curb stomp people. So it's a really weird situation where personally I would prefer to play with a tank because I feel like it would be a fine balance. Not completely curb stomping, but also dealing with the 1vx situation a lot better. Unfortunately, I don't really do that. Though I'm not saying somebody wanted a tank for me, I would say no. It's definitely a lot of fun. I think the best games that I've definitely had, or at least the most entertaining ones, is where I played DPS and tank together. There's a couple times where I played with Nef, which was the person I played with group ranked. We've had some absolutely hilarious games where we just played together 2v6 and actually walking away winning, which is hilarious because we have to pull things off that we don't usually get to do. So like using like second wind and just chain healing ourselves to the point that we can actually win the 2v6 engagement, which is crazy to think about. Obviously, it's not like these players are top tier or anything, but there is definitely a difference in player ability. But when you turn around and you do stuff like this, let's say you get like 6 of me on one team, or 5 of me, or 4 of me on one team, and we're all hitting the same target, or we're just annihilating the enemy team individually, nobody's going to want to play that. Like honestly, nobody is going to want to play that, and I'm not going to judge anybody for not wanting to play that. Leave if you want. That's totally understandable. I wouldn't want to play it either. And in this situation here, this guy's shrouded too early, so that means I can empower my thermal for free. So I just use my energy burst into a shroud intentionally. So then I can get a empowered TD into double energy burst. So I end up hitting a 93k, 103, and 104, and a 5,000 dot tick. Did make a short on that. Yes, don't put that on TikTok. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. It's not personal. I just, sometimes funny things happen or cool things happen. I just want to showcase them. Obviously, if he wants to play that better, all he's going to do is wait until I throw my thermal. As soon as I thermal, if he waits one global cooldown afterwards, that's when you want to shroud, and you'll have a way better chance at mitigating some of the damage. Don't get too early, just basically buffs me. So there's a tip of how to deal with that. And pretty much anybody that has resist, basically don't do it against APPT if they have their energy burst ready to go. Anyway, yeah, most people don't want to play against this, and this is why I end up getting backfills against this a lot. This time I just got lucky and it wasn't a backfill, so that was nice. And as you can see, we're losing objectives, so that does tell you that our team is a little outmatched overall. So we do run into the issue of not just, the DPS players being on average better than us. We also have the issue of the pucks just being better than our pucks. Obviously, including me, I guess you could say, because I am a pug, but in general, it's just a lose, like individually skill additions between like the entire team there's like me, and then there's a whole bunch of people on my team that aren't like amazing. And I mean, I guess we do have a healer, but they're not really doing that much healing at all. We end up in a situation where the team might look even, like matchmaking metrics wise, but it's not. And it's simply just because the game doesn't really calculate pre-mids very well in general. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of the video. Again, I don't play in this mode very often, like this low graphics one, but latency is important, and when you play in full screen and low settings, you can get better latency, so that's one thing to think about. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you guys again tomorrow.